my name is Mara, and today's class is gonna focus around our upper body. So we're gonna take a lot of side body stretches, we're gonna open through our heart into our chest, into the shoulders, and take some gentle back bends as well. So if you're ready, let's hop on the mat and get started. If you have a couple of mats, grab them and bring them next to your mat, otherwise anything that can give you a little bit of support will do. We're gonna start by laying on our beds, so take your time to get there. We're gonna come all the way down and we're gonna reach the arms above our head and grab hold of opposite elbows. If this at any point will become a bit too uncomfortable, you can open your arms into a cactus shape. Your legs can stay bent with the knees pointing up towards the sky. You can bring them to extend towards the front of the mat. You can come into a passive hip opener by bringing the soles of the feet together and knees wide apart. And if you have any lower back tension, then I would suggest to bring the feet as wide as the mat and drop the knees in together. So find that option that works for you. Take a moment to wiggle around. And once you found your pose, then start softening or closing the eyes. Start deepening the breath. Becoming aware of your body and leaving out of the door anything that doesn't serve you, anything that you've collected throughout the week or in the previous days. Anything that doesn't support you anymore, any worries, any frustration. Imagine closing the door and leave all these emotions out of it. Focusing on nourishing your body and your mind. Focusing on staying present. Notice if there is any tension or discomfort throughout your whole body. And see if you can start finding a bit more space. Releasing, letting go. We're going to begin with 2 rounds of deep breaths together. Inhaling through the nose. Open your mouth, let it out. One more, inhale in and out. Gently start guiding the knees in together and towards your chest. Bring the arms around your shins. Give yourself a big hug, squeezing the knees in. Maybe you find a gentle rock from side to side. Keeping still, your eyes soft or closed. Coming back through center, grab hold of the back of your thighs and start rocking back and forth. Now you can start blinking the eyes open. A couple more times, massaging the whole spine. And in your last one, we're gonna meet up into our bow pose. So your legs stays lifted and your calves, your shins are parallel to the ground. Keep the hands as support on the back of your thighs to begin with. And start opening through your chest. Lift through the sternums. Find that gentle lean towards the back, but keep your core engaged. If you can keep this long spine, then release the arms forward. If you want to go a little bit further, challenge yourself, you can extend the legs long. But try to be kind to yourself, it's just the beginning of the practice. And then interlace, cross your ankles together, roll yourself forward, and let's come into our tabletop position. We're gonna make sure our wrists are underneath our shoulders and the knees are in line with the hips. Spread the fingertips wide so you have a good grip onto the mat and press the floor away. So there's a space into the neck, there's no sinking of your shoulders towards the hips. Bring the belly down towards the ground. Open through your heart, look up. Exhale, draw the chin in and round the spine towards the sky. And again, inhale to find your back bend, open your chest. Keep pressing the floor away. And exhale, round everything in and up. Move through a few of these cat-cow at your own pace. Maybe even closing the eyes and start adding an extra movement. Maybe a bigger wave through your spine, rotating through your torso. Maybe the neck needs a bit more movement too. Find a sense of exploration into the body. Maybe challenging yourself to move a little bit different from what you usually do. Adding some new movement. Bringing awareness into different parts of your body. Really getting to know yourself and your body in this moment. Starting to create space into the spine, into your heart center, into your shoulders, into the wrists. And then after a few breaths, when you're ready, take your time. We're gonna meet back into that tabletop position with a neutral spine. We're gonna keep the hips in line with the knees and we're gonna try to keep them there. We're gonna start walking the hands all the way forward. We're gonna move towards our puppy pose. If at any point this becomes too intense, you can grab a block and whatever setting feels best for you, you can bring your forehead onto it. Otherwise, you can very gently, with control, release the forehead down onto the mat. If after a few breaths you feel you have the space, then start melting the chest even deeper, bringing the chin onto the mat instead and looking forward. If this feels uncomfortable for your neck, for your chest, for your back, then take your previous step. Try not to force your body in poses that it's not ready for. 2 more deep, nourishing breaths here. And then keep the hands where they are. Lift yourself up. Round slightly the spine so you can start with control to release the thighs, the hips, the belly, and the rest of your torso. We're gonna bring the arms, the hands onto the outside of the mat, and we're gonna keep the hands shoulder height, coming onto our fingertips. Keep the feet pressing onto the mat. Keep your legs engaged. Tap the chin to the chest and start lifting your heart up. Moving with control, making sure the shoulders are down and away from the ears. If lifting too high feels too much for your spine, then find a lower spot. Find the place that works for you. And then melt all the way back down. 2 more times, chin to chest, round all the way up. The head is the last thing to come up and the last thing to go down. 1 more time. Moving with your breath. And release. Widen your arms into a T shape. If you don't have the space, then bring them into a cactus shape with the elbows a little bit higher than your shoulders and fingertips pointing forward. We're gonna reach the right shoulder back behind, bend the knee, and reach it towards the left. Starting to feel that twist into the spine and the stretch into your left shoulder. Start releasing all the way back through center. And switch onto the opposite side. The left leg reaches all the way towards the right. Stay with your breath. And then start moving back through center. Bring the hands underneath your shoulders. Reach yourself all the way up. Tap the toes. Bring the belly towards the thighs. You reach the tailbone high towards the ceiling. Coming into your downward dog, take a few movements here. Start by pedaling the knees in towards the chest, stretching through your hamstrings, and any other movement that your body needs here. If you need to lift the legs, move your arms. Take this time again to explore and create space into the body, finding your place. And then when you're ready, we're meeting into stillness. We're going to draw the ribcage in towards the spine, pressing down through all 10 knuckles. Make sure that the palm between index and thumb doesn't lift up, that you're not creating that common gap, but you're placing the weight into your wrist equally. The neck is relaxed, the spine is long. One more breath here. And then bend the knees, look forward. Step one foot and then the other all the way at the top of the mat. Keep the feet distance, giving yourself a little bit more space if you need to. And then bend the knees and forward fold. Relax the neck, keep the head heavy. You can keep your arms long or you can grab hold of opposite elbows. Finding a sway from one side to the other. Releasing any tension from your back, from the shoulders, from the neck. Come back through center, keep your knees bent, keep that connection belly thighs, and then reach the arms all the way behind your back, interlace the fingertips together, and move them towards the floor in front of you, above your head. If your palms are apart, as an option, you can start bringing them together to deepen the stretch into your shoulders. If you're trying it, notice how it feels. If it feels too intense, if it feels forceful, then take the step back. Release the arms all the way towards your lower back and down towards the ground. Keep your head heavy, bend the knees even deeper and slowly start to unravel the spine. Coming all the way up to standing. Inhale to roll the shoulders up towards the ears and exhale to soften them back down. And again, inhale to lift. Exhale to release. One more time. Inhale, reach the shoulders up. Exhale, soften them back and down. Reach the palms forward. Close your eyes for a moment here. Feel yourself stable and grounded. And as you're rooting down through your feet, you're rising high through the crown of the head. Keep your heart open, the core active, the tailbone slightly tucked under. Big inhale in through the nose, out through the mouth. Gently blink the eyes open. Next inhale, the arms are reaching all the way up. Find a gentle back bend. So you're lifting through your heart, you're keeping your legs active, and you're looking up. And exhale, release your torso all the way down, coming into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, plant the hands, step back onto your knees. We're gonna keep the hips lifted. We're gonna melt the chest between the hands, bring the chin onto the mat. Find our 8-point pose. Hold. And then slide the torso through. With your inhale, you're finding your back bend, finding your cobra. Shoulders are away from the ears, your legs are still engaged. Press yourself up, tap the toes, move into your downward facing dog. Taking a few deep breaths here, making sure you're pressing down through your palms, through your fingers. Create space into the neck, move the shoulders away from the ears. One more breath here. And then bend the knees, look forward. You can step as we did before. You can find a hop. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up towards the sky. Find that mini back bend, open through your heart. Exhale, release all the way down to the earth. Inhale to find a flat back, reach through the crown of the head. Exhale, plant the hands, step back onto your knees. Moving through your knees, chest, chin. Melt the chest between your hands, chin into the mat. The hips are staying lifted. And then slide through. Find your back bend. Open your heart. And then release. Option to push back into child pose and downward dog, or press yourself back into plank. Reach the hips back behind. 3 deep breaths here. Make sure there's equal weight between hands and feet. And then bend the knees, look forward. Step or hop to the top. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up towards the sky. Find that mini back bend. We're going for one last round. Release all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back onto your knees. Knees just chin. Inhale to find your back bend. Exhale, back and up. Downward dog. Your option is to push back straight into plank or move through your child pose. For 3 more breaths from your downward dog, we're going to start releasing the forearms at the same time as we're magnetizing the elbows towards each other. We're going to move them towards the ground without actually touching it. And lift up again. And again, start bringing it, bring the forearms down and lift. One more time. Release and lift up again. Beautiful. Bend the knees, look forward. Step or hop to the top. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms towards the sky. Exhale, this time draw the energy down at your heart center. We're going to move into a chair pose. Feet can stay hip distance, so you can bring the big toes together, heels leg apart. Bend the knees, arms are reaching up. Draw the belly button towards the spine, the weight back onto the heels. Breathe. Hands are coming down into your heart center. Inhale to lengthen through the torso. Exhale to twist towards the right. Your left elbow taps onto the outside of your right knee. You're staying wide through the collarbones. And look down for a moment and make sure your left knee didn't come forward. If that's the case, can you send your left hip back? Release back through center. Inhale, lift, chair pose. Exhale, bring the hands down at your heart center. Inhale to expand, exhale to twist. Make sure your knees are still in line. That your heart is open. Inhale, release, chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, you can step back and take your optional vinyasa. You can move through your knees, just chin again. Inhale to find your back bend. And exhale, back and up, downward dog. Taking one big inhale in through your nostrils, out through the mouth. Right leg reaches back behind. We're gonna bend the knee and open the hip. Trying to reach the right knee up towards the sky. Bringing the right shoulder back in line with the left. Feeling your hips opening. Inhale to extend the right leg long. Exhale, bring the knee all the way in towards the nose, into the chest. Press the ground away. And then step the foot forward, bring it between your hands. Release the back knee down and tap the toes, lift the arms up. Find your low lunge. Find that energy between your thighs as you're squeezing them towards one another. Lift through your torso. Engage your glutes. Keep squeezing your bum. And then start melting the hips towards the ground. Keeping that engagement in your legs. Protect your lower spine. Release the arms behind your back. Interlace the fingertips together and start pressing them down towards the ground. You keep standing with control, the hips forward. You can keep the chin tucked to the chest for better balance. Otherwise, you can release the head all the way back. Open through your throat. Lift up gently. Release your hands, frame that front foot. Here is a moment where you might want to use your blocks. Bringing them either side of your front foot. Lift the back knee up. Open your heart. Exhale, send the hips back. Making sure your right hip moves back and the left hip forward. You're keeping length through the spine, you're not rounding. If you notice that, maybe you're lifting the blocks a little bit higher. Keep reaching forward through the crown of the head and then forward fold. And then bend that front knee with your next inhale. Reach the arms of the blocks a little bit more forward. And then send the left leg back up high. Find your standing split. You can keep the arms and your chest a little bit more lifted, the arms forward and the chest lifted. Or you can start bringing the hands in line with your standing foot. Keep breathing. Maybe your right hand grabs the right ankle. Sending the left arm a little bit more towards the left. With control, start bending the right knee. Step back, move through your vinyasa, or skip it and go straight into your downward dog. One big breath here. Left leg reaches back behind, bend the knee, open the hip. Same alignment as before. Your left shoulder stares down and squared with the right. Inhale, extend the left leg long. Exhale, bring the knee towards the nose, into the chest, engage the core. And then step the foot forward. Release the back knee down and tap the toes. Arms are reaching towards the sky. Find your low lunge engagement. Both your hips are facing towards the front. You're drawing the ribcage in. And with control, with engagement, you're melting the hips towards the front. Make sure your front knee stays in line with the ankle. Release the arms behind your back. Interlace the fingertips together. Start pressing them down towards the ground. Open your heart. Maybe you're opening through your throat. Not very easy to talk while you do that. And then with control, you're lifting up. Release the arms, frame that front foot. Maybe grabbing the blocks if you need them. Tap the back toes, lift the back knee up. Inhale, open through your heart. Exhale, send the hips back. So lengthening through the left leg. Make sure your hips are square so your right hip doesn't open towards the side, but comes all the way forward. Lengthen through your back. Keep reaching through the crown of the head. You can always keep a softness into that front knee. One more breath here. And then bend that front knee. Reach the hands or blocks forward and send the right leg all the way up towards the sky. Finding your standing split. Noticing which side feels a little bit more stiffer than the other. For me, for sure, is this one. And know that it's just a feature of our body. That for how much we try to keep balance, one side will always feel a little bit more stiff, a little bit more weaker than the other. Bend that front knee, slowly release the right toes at the back of the mat. Step back, vinyasa or skip it. We're meeting into downward dog where we're going to take a few breaths. Or you can lower down into your child pose. Come back to your breathing. If you're in child pose, take your time. You can always pause the video. That's the beauty of YouTube. Otherwise, from downward dog, the right leg reaches all the way back behind. Bend the knee, open the hip. This time, we're opening through the side of the body. So instead of keeping that right shoulder square, we're coming onto the right fingertips. Looking underneath the right armpit and feeling the stretch along the side of the body. With control, you start releasing into your wow thing. The right foot releases onto the mat. Allow the hips to drop so you can find that rotation through your torso. And then lift those hips high, open through your heart. With control, you're moving all the way back into into your three-legged dog. Try to move as slowly as you can. That's where strength is. Exhale, bring the knee all the way in towards the right elbow and back behind. Exhale, knee in towards the nose, shoulders on top of your wrist, press the floor away and send it back. Exhale, knee in towards the left elbow, extend the right foot forward, pivot onto the left, bring it down. Left fingertips are reaching towards the sky. Keep those hips lifted, the core is engaged. You can stay as you are, or maybe the right foot lifts off the floor. And then release that top and down, send the right leg all the way back, lift the left heel. Exhale, bring the knee towards the nose. And then step the foot forward. Bring it between your hands if it doesn't land there. Reach the arms all the way up towards the sky. Find your high lunge. Come back to your breath. Bring the hips to face forward. Draw the ribcage in. Torso stack on top of your hips. So take a gentle bend to the back knee if you need to. And then gentle bounces down towards the ground. So you're not bending the knees more than these. If your leg is straight, keep it straight. Starting to feel the stretch into your left hip flexor. And then we're coming back to stillness. We're gonna grab hold of the left wrist. And we're gonna start leaning towards the right. Keep your chest open. Expand through the left. And then start guiding the left elbow onto the outside of your right knee. And I'm gonna move onto this side so you can see me properly. Releasing the hands into prayer position. Start opening the chest, encouraging the rib cage to open towards the side. Try to have that right shoulder pointing up towards the ceiling. The hips are still squared, so the right hip moves back. And then look down. Grab hold of the block or whatever it is that you're using for support. We're gonna bring it onto the outside edge of the right foot. Place your left hand in. Extend the right fingertips up. And start with control to extend the right leg long. Breathe here, coming into a variation of your revolved triangle. And then look down and start sliding the block forward and bring the left knee onto the outside of the foot. Coming to sit down. Reach the right arm behind you, left fingertips reaching towards the sky. Exhale to either cuddle your leg or bring the elbow onto the outside of your knee. With each inhale, we're inhaling. With each inhale, we're inhaling. Yes, we do that. With each inhale, we're reaching tall through the crown of the head, expanding through your heart. With each exhale, we're twisting a little bit more, creating a bit more movement into the spine. If you have any bind here that you would like to take, feel free to move into it. Otherwise, relax the shoulders away from the ears. Keep breathing. Make sure your breath doesn't become shallow. And then with control, we're releasing back through center. We're gonna come into our standing splits again. And you can do it with the support of your hands, or you can reach them forward and challenge to lift yourself up without the use of your hands. Lifting the left leg up towards the sky. You can keep your hands lifted, or you can place them into blocks or onto the ground. And then with control, place the hands down if they were lifted and step back. Move through your vinyasa, and we're meeting into downward facing dog. Left leg reaches back behind, bend the knee, open the hip. With control, start opening through the left side, coming onto your left fingertips. And release into your wow thing. Moving slowly. Lift your hips, open your heart. And with control, moving back Three-legged dog, left leg all the way long behind. Inhale here. Exhale, bring it all the way in towards your left elbow. And back behind. Exhale, knee in towards the nose. Press the floor away, round the spine. And back. Exhale, knee in towards your right elbow. Pivot onto your right foot. And extend the left leg long. Reach the right fingertips towards the sky, rock star. You have the option to keep the foot onto the ground or lift it up for more of a challenge. Release the right hand onto the ground. Lift the right heel, send the left leg back behind. Exhale, bring the knee in towards the nose. Step the foot between your hands. Reach the arms towards the sky. Find your highland. Take a moment to arrive into the pose, to feel your body in it, to adjust your alignment if you need to. Come back to your breath. Gentle bounces towards the ground. Remember, you're not bending the knee more than it is. Come to stillness. Grab hold of the right wrist and start leaning towards the left side. Expand through the right side of your body. Feel that sense of spaciousness you're bringing into your torso. And then guide that right elbow onto the outside of your left knee. Bring the hands into prayer. Find your twist. Stay wide through your collarbones. And then look down. Grab a block as we did before, if you need it. Otherwise, place the right hand onto the outside edge of your left foot. And gently start to extend the left leg long. The left fingertips are reaching towards the sky. Maintain that twist. Keep sending the left hip back. And then we're going to look forward. Bend that front knee. Reach the right hand towards the front. And slide the right knee onto the outside edge of your left foot. Come to sit down. The left hand reaches back behind, right fingertips towards the sky. Exhale, find your twist, your option. Deep breaths. Remember to soften the shoulders to stay open into your heart center. Gently start to release, coming back through center. Option 2, not use your hands or to place them onto the ground. Lift yourself up and send the right leg all the way up. And then release the hands into the mat, step back. Option for a vinyasa or move straight into your downward dog. Taking a few deep breaths here. Tune in with your heartbeat. With each inhale and exhale. And then release the knees as wide as the mat. And come down into your child pose. Start to slow down your heartbeat. Feel your body grounded. Come back to each inhale and exhale. And when you're ready, lift your torso up, tap the toes, move back into your downward facing dog. Walk the feet all the way forward, coming into your forward fold. Keep your head heavy, bend the knees, and start to unravel all the way up to standing. We're gonna take one last set of poses before to finish this flow. We're gonna shift the weight onto our right foot. Bring the hands into prayer, heart center. Start lifting the left knee up towards your chest. Find your balance, your stability. And then bring the knee onto the outside. And we're going to come into a tree pose. So you have the option to bring the foot onto your right ankle, onto your shin, or you can grab hold of your left ankle and bring the foot into your inner thigh. Make sure your hips are staying facing forward, so your left knee will naturally come slightly in. Rise tall through the crown of the head. You can stay as you are, you can reach the arms up towards the sky. You can keep your eyes open, or maybe you can close them. Allowing no wobbles and shakes. Feeling your ankles strengthening. Working hard. And then bring your hands down at your heart center. Release the knee into the chest. And bring it in line with the right, reaching the left foot back behind. Reach the left arm to grab hold of the inside of your foot from your big toe. Reach the right hand up towards the sky. Think about lifting through your heart and kick the foot into your hand before leaning your chest forward. Try to keep your knee in instead of having it open towards the side. And then find a gentle lean forward. You're not coming all the way down. You can bring your right arm in front of you for better balance. Keep breathing. And then with control, I cheated there. Yes, I touched the wall. We're coming all the way back through center. Release the foot, hands into your heart center. Moving on to the opposite side, the weight is gonna come into your left foot this time. You're reaching the right knee into the chest. Move it towards the side. Find your option of tree pose. Again, you can bring it into the ankle, shin, or into your inner thigh. Pressing in the inner thigh and foot together. Find your balance, your stability, your ground. Feel stable. Feel rooted. And feel this lift high through the crown of the head. This song is perfect now. Reach the arms up towards the sky, or keep them in your heart center as you prefer. Maybe your eyes can soften or close. Bring the hands down on your heart. Release the knee into the chest. Bring it in line with your left knee. The right foot reaches back. Right hand comes to catch it from the inside. Reach the left hand up towards the sky. Start lifting through your heart and keep the foot into your hand. And then you can start coming forward. Bringing the left arm parallel to the ground. Keep breathing. And then with control, come back through center. And release. Big inhaling through the nose. Out through the mouth. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up towards the sky. We're moving through one last vinyasa. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back. Take your option of vinyasa. Breathe through it. Almost there. Downward dog. We're gonna bend the knees, look forward, step or hop to seated. Plant the feet onto the ground. Actually, we're gonna take a hip opener. So we're gonna bring the soles of the feet together, the knees apart. We're gonna try to bring the feet as close to our groin area as possible. Open them up towards the sky. Keep your spine long, reach tall through the crown of the head. And then start leaning forward. With your elbows, you're gently moving the thighs away from each other. As soon as you'll notice your spine rounding, your shoulders coming forward, can you come a little bit more up? Wherever you are, breathe. And then gently lift yourself back up to seated. This time, we actually do want to arch the spine. So we're thinking about reaching the crown of the head down towards the toes and basically making a little ball of ourselves. So inhale here and exhale, round and arch. And this should feel really good after all that upper body expansion we did to come back to ourselves. Give us this opportunity to tune in back in. And then gently lift yourself all the way up. We're gonna start to release ourselves onto the mat, coming to lay down. Bring the knees into your chest and give yourself a big squeeze. Maybe a gentle rock from side to side. I don't know about you, but I feel good. I hope you too. Come back through center. Keep your right knee into the chest. Extend the right leg long onto the mat. Flex your left foot. Keep your right active as well. And gently guide that right knee all the way towards the left side. Keeping your right shoulder onto the mat. You can keep your arms into a cactus shape, or you can open it into a T shape. So there's a softness into your shoulder. Looking towards the right, it feels good for the neck. And enjoying this twist as a counterbalance for the back bends, those heart openers. Come back through center. Give your right knee a big squeeze into the chest. And exchange. Right leg goes long onto the mat, left knee comes in into the chest. And gently guide it all the way towards the right side. Your left shoulder stays onto the mat. Deep breaths. And then back through center. The right knee joins the left. Give yourself one more big hug. Maybe you can even bring the nose towards your knees. This is your time to take any last movements you would like to take before to release the legs long into the mat. Starting to get ready for your last pose, your Shavasana. Big inhale in through your nostrils, out through the mouth. One more inhale in and out. Allow your body to melt, to relax, to release. Allow the toes to drop heavy towards the sides. Relaxing through your legs. Your palms are facing up. Fingertips are coming in. Your neck is long. The chin is slightly tucked into the chest. Your chest relaxes. Your shoulders are moving away from the ears. Unclench the jaw, relax the forehead. Let go of any control you have over your breath. Let it move naturally. And find stillness for your body and your mind. A place where you're gonna stay for a few moments here. whenever you're ready, if you need more time here, feel free to stay. Otherwise, start gently to bring movements into your toes, into the ankles, into your fingertips, into the wrists, into the neck. Reaching the arms all the way above your head, reawakening your whole body, pointing the toes forward. Bring the knees into your chest, and either rolling on one side or rocking yourself up. Come to seated. Keep your eyes soft or closed. Bring the hands into prayer heart center. Take this time to express gratitude for this energy you've dedicated to yourself, for taking care of your body and your mind, for moving. Bow the head to your heart. Namaste, everyone. Thank you for joining me in this class. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.